Okay, this is called Kaging. That is when a baby is given namesakes and also given an Anishinaabe name. Now, the actual ceremony that is done, the baby gets two things from that funeral. From that ceremony, excuse me. They get an Anishinaabe name, and also they get spiritual support as a result of that ceremony. Now, some people, as soon as they do that 4-day ceremony where the baby's feet first touch the ground, it's right after that they do the witness ceremony, the naming ceremony right after that, on that same day. It's important to do that right away. If you delay and don't give the baby the name right away, the baby will cry a lot, and that's what they're crying for, is to be given a name. So I was talking about the origin of our Anishinaabe names. Not just anybody can go about and give Anishinaabe names to our children, our babies. In order to give an Anishinaabe name, there is a dream or a vision that you have to be given, that those manidug, those powers that we rely on, that gave to you and showed to you. And it is from there you give that baby the name based on that dream. And usually what a lot of people do with me is that they'll give me their tobacco, and as soon as the baby's born, I'll light up my pipe, and then I'll put the tobacco also by my bed. And usually within those 4 days, I have a dream. I've shown something, and it's from there that I give that child's name. I really liked it because that is the name that is meant in particular for that child. So, what are some of the things that need to be done prior to the ceremony? Most importantly, the parents have to come and give me tobacco ahead of time. And also at that time, then I'm able to sit down and talk with them and tell them how to prepare for the ceremony, so they know what has to be done when it's time for us to get together. And soon after that, they go out and select the individuals that they have selected to be namesakes for their child. And our teaching is as Anishinaabe is the father and the mother select equal number of individuals as namesakes for their child. Usually maybe 2 apiece, which means 4 total. I also tell them not to pick too many. I had an individual that picked 19 namesakes for their grandbaby, their grandson. And what people don't realize is I have to talk for every tobacco in every dish that's been put down for those 19 namesakes. So I was talking there for quite some time, so people need to remember that. And also, one of the teachings is that if you should think of somebody, remember somebody that you are to select as a namesake, make sure you select those people. If you don't, the baby will know, the spirit of that baby will know, and will cry, and will eventually want that to be done. So, and at the ceremony itself, of course, everybody is given the tobacco. And what the parents do is they formally present their child to each one of the namesakes that they have selected. Say if it's a baby girl, maybe the father or the mother will go around and present that baby to the individual they selected as a namesake, and they say in Ojibwe, I give you my baby girl as a wedding. And the person holds that baby for a while, gives them a kiss, returns the baby to the mother, and she goes on and hands the baby to the next one in line and says the same thing. I give you my baby as a namesake, baby girl as a namesake. And after that's done, and then we all usually smoke their tobacco. Of course, I go along and talk for each one of those that have been selected as namesakes. Now, our teaching as Anishinaabe people is that each one of us would not exist on this earth. There are manidug, or powers that watch over us, or we would not be on this earth. And when I talk for their tobacco, I send it to those manidug that watch over that individual, and also the food that's been set before them. And then I ask that those manidug that watch over him in turn watch over that babies, because that baby's going to be their wedding or namesake. And I do that with each one of them. And then when it comes time to me, I have already smoked my pipe, and I'd offer the tobacco to those manidug, those powers that took pity on me and that came and showed me something in a dream or a vision. And I tell you that some of the dreams I have had are incredible. I can feel the power and the love, all of those good things that those manidugs sit with. And that spiritual energy goes into my spirit. It's the most incredible feeling in the world. Spiritual bliss. I guess I was given that, so I remember those dreams. And the tobacco that had been given goes to those manidug, and I ask them in turn to watch my way and watch over them. And also it's from there I give the baby her Anishinaabe name. And then from there, usually I'll have the parents put a small basket in the middle of all the food that's been placed on the floor. And I offer that tobacco up and the rest of the remaining food to all of those manidug where they sit. And they heard the baby's name for the first time, and then I ask that they watch over that child who is now our namesake. And I pretty much try to offer that tobacco and food to every one of those manidug as I know them. Some of those are like the thunder beings. See, we as a people believe there's a spirit in everything. And we ask those thunder beings, when they go by, that they go over in a good way wherever Anishinaabe live, and also go over in a good way wherever our wedding or our namesake should be. I also offer the tobacco to those manidug in the waters and the lakes and the rivers to watch over our wedding, our namesake, whenever she should go out and play in the water, or go fishing, or go racing, or go netting, or just swimming and playing. So we believe that in every body of water there's a spirit. When I was a youngster, I was always told to be sure you put your tobacco out there. There's a manidug, there's a spirit in that lake. And to act respectfully, don't raise heck out there in the water. It was what I was told. And also I ask for, good health, good movement for the child. Also that when they go to school, that they are able to be good students, and that they also learn everything there is. Our teachings as in the Anishinaabe, that's what's going to carry them and help them out in their lives. And ask basically ask for all good things to help the child, that those money do put their hands together and take care of our namesakes. One of the things I always ask for is Anishinaabe people keep me busy doing their ceremonies, talking for their tobacco. And they put tobacco for all kinds of things, so any hardship that they may be facing. They call me in to talk for their tobacco and their food and ask for help for them. So some time ago, I had asked that all my close relatives and my wentans benefit from that, my namesakes. And I asked that this particular namesake also benefits from that. I have over 400 wentans, namesakes, and that's because there isn't a lot of people that do this anymore, that give names. And I try to accommodate every request I get so that a lot of our Anishinaabe people have Anishinaabe names. So it's terribly important that they have Anishinaabe name. That's what been given as a people. Our English name means absolutely nothing in that world. It's our Anishinaabe name that is most valuable. And our first name. Years ago, our people did not have English names. This is the only names that they had. And then we had to go through those changes. Usually, I will write the names on the paper for those that come over, so they know what their Anishinaabe name is. And I also tell them to use your name whenever you put tobacco in there. You should put your tobacco on a daily basis and use your Anishinaabe name so you don't forget it. A lot of our people have forgotten their Anishinaabe names. Also, the responsibilities of a wentan or one that's chosen to be a namesake to a child. It's important that whenever you see your wentan, that you acknowledge them, say hello to them, spend some time with them. Because we all know as children we love that attention. And our teaching was also that if something should happen to the parents of our namesakes, it's our responsibility as wentans, for one of us to take care of that child. And just to be careful, there are a lot of people doing crazy things out there, and I've heard some really weird sounding Anishinaabe names. I can tell right away when I hear a name that individual that was given that name did not know what they're doing, let alone know Ojibwe. Most of the time they don't know Ojibwe. So my advice to people is to be careful. Ni gwech.